For me, this whole experience has just been letting whatever's going to happen unfold for me. So, like, I left my job last year. I'm a full time student. And my first semester back in school, I was able to take an archaeology class I needed for a credit. And through that class, I started learning about the ancient shamans, which then put me back to 35,000 years ago. The shaman was the most respected person in the community, and it was their job to go and connect with the star people to bring back information to share with everyone to bring everyone up. And now,
Yes.
like, if someone says that, oh, you're crazy, you can't connect with intelligence out there. But back then, they were the most respected person of the community. Most of the time, we built them a special like shrine and pyramid for them to go and connect with these beings. So, like, I truly agree with you. Like, I think this is like a lost knowledge that's just being rediscovered, basically. So, I guess what's the craziest thing that you've learned through like the ancient history kind of stuff about the phenomenon?
Oh man, I have learned so much. I went like really deep into researching because of all of this. Because what will happen with me is when I'm doing like my meditation and shower mantra work and everything, I'll get like these knowings of go research this. And it's
Yes.
like a breadcrumb, right? And I'll be like, okay, I'll go research that. And then it opens up this whole world of information that I had no idea existed. And it uncovers like the next layer of clarity and understanding for me. And it like blows my mind. But I think maybe one of the craziest is to, I realized that our society was not a patriarch. It wasn't always a patriarch, that the feminine was actually kind of goes in line with the shamanism, actually. That the feminine was honored and respected in a lot of cases in ancient times before all of this order and structure came, and then control and domination. And she would be uh, the wisdom keeper, basically, and would make decisions and whatnot and all of that. And she would access information, much like what a shaman would. And then partially like what you said too about the shamans and the muses and the creatives that we used to be the respected people, and now everything is inverted to where you have these experiences and you might be labeled like a schizophrenic or something.
Yeah.
But who's to say that the schizophrenics and the neurodivergence of the world aren't just taking in more information than other people, and they have no way to understand what they're taking in, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, those two are pretty crazy. They come to my mind. And then I think after that, I would have to say I did video analysis on my orb footage, and that's what made me realize that this is like plasma based and
Yes.
consciousness like mixed together. And my personal theory is um that this is a natural phenomenon, like plasma, organic, earth natural phenomenon, and they're like little bubbles, like a carrier, like a sphere, container for consciousness to be able to travel through. Because when I was doing my analysis, I had trained my AI. I was like, I want to do this as legit as possible, right? To see what this is made out of, to try to understand what I was experiencing, and to show that these were not satellites, drones, planes, or anything. Because I didn't want to be sharing my footage and then not be able to be certain about what I was sharing. So I went deep with analysis on my video footage, and it was able to pick up like frequency oscillations that were happening within the orb, and that it's basically all the data pointed towards it being plasma based. And then the experiences that you have with them being seemingly interactive consistently over like a year, and other people have more time than that. That to me just shows like consciousness, intelligence, interaction. So I would say that those three things, like the forgotten ancient ways of being and that this phenomenon has always been present, and then looking at the science of it and realizing, wow, this actually works like on a scientific level, and the
Yeah.
spirituality and the science doesn't have to be separate. It can come together. And I think that's actually what's happening like right now, unfolding in real time before us. It's like history is unfolding and we're making like that evolutionary consciousness leap. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to go from like physics, materialism, reductionist model to, oh, we realize that we live in like a quantum relational participation type of model, fields and frequencies and resonance instead.
Yeah.
Um, so that's probably the craziest. That's probably
That's
the craziest
funny
part
that
of it.
you brought that up because my video I posted today, I literally talked about that exact thing. Like, I think that like we're investing all this money into these brain interface devices when we have a biological quantum computer and we can tap into whatever frequency with our brain. and yeah, like I think that we're trying to build a technology for something that we're already capable of in such a greater degree. And like I have gone down the consciousness rabbit hole since I've gone down this whole thing. And to me, I believe that is the key to all of this. I believe that, you know, our consciousness is non-local. I feel like it's being projected to our bodies to create this reality for us. And like I know that sounds crazy to the people who don't experience it, but when you start having like manifestations start happening in your life that are just too coincidental to be not just the universe like blessing you with the things that you're asking for. Um, but have you experienced manifestations on your journey?
Yes. It's funny because the way that I live life, it's almost as if synchronicities and manifestations just kind of organically happen on their own.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think it's because when I first started experiencing the orbs like consistently, I felt within myself like follow your curiosities, just keep
Yes.
leaning into your curiosities. And that's what I've done my whole life, but it felt really important to lean into it even more now. So my life has been like, it just seems like it's been one synchronicity after another, in which kind of has led up to now. And actually, there is one little one. I want to grab the thing to show you so that it will make more sense. Hang on, let me grab it.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
it's right here. So, one day my boyfriend and I went out, and I'm like in the middle of having all of these orb experiences, right? And I'm like just kind of obsessed with it. And we go out to eat, and so we're inside of this restaurant, and I see this guy with like this alien shirt, and I kind of noticed it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, people are becoming more open. And then we go out to get in the car, and John sees this guy just sitting on the ground, face up, right next to the door, like the driver's side door. And I get in the car and he just hands it to me. I was like, where did this come from? He's like, this is for you. I'm like, what do you
That's
mean this is
crazy.
for me?
Yeah.
What do you mean this is for me? And it happened right after I was like, I kept on asking the phenomenon when I was outside, like, who are you? Like, where are you going? What I was asking all these questions. And then I get little breadcrumbs like this. And to me, it felt like nature, like elemental, like we've always been
Mm,
here. We're a part of this planet. This like we're here. We've always been here. So yeah, weird little things like that happen that I can't even plan. And it's like there was no car there either. There was no cars around our car.
that's crazy.
So
Yeah.
it's just weird little things like that happen. And then well, the biggest synchronicity of all was the mother orb, which I guess I
Mm.
could come back to now so we don't
Yeah,
forget.
let's dive into it.
Um So after I finished Chris's book and saw your videos and everybody else's beautiful videos, I was really, really wanting to have like a closer up experience. And I just kept on projecting that like desire out of my heart, but not in a way that's like super attached to it. It's like just allow whatever to happen, but I really
Yes.
am open to this.
Yeah.
Um, And so I went outside one night with my son. We were out laying on the trampoline for like 10 minutes. John comes outside. Within 5 minutes, he's like, there's an orb in the back of the backyard. So I stand up. I don't have my phone, but he has his. And my son's standing right next to me. And I'm watching it, and it's starting to come down lower and lower and lower. And I was like, oh my God, is it coming? I think I sent you the video of it. I'm like, is it coming down lower? Because I could tell that it was, right? And then it comes down lower, and it's like 30 to 50 feet above the trees at this point, and it crosses the entire length of our backyard, from back of the yard all the way to the front of the yard, and it passed our house. In the video, you see him pan to the house. That's the back of our house. And then it went up, and it turned like a reddish orange before it disappeared.
Is it coming closer? Right now. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is like how close they were earlier. Is it still
Multicolor.
Wow. Are you zoomed in?
Yeah, multicolor.
Wow. Wow.
It's like a big plasma ball.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's because I'm like, this is amazing. Oh my god. I can't. I'm like speechless. Stand up like this. See what happens as it disappears.
But when it was crossing by, tears are streaming down my face because, again, it was like overwhelming, unconditional love. It felt divine. It felt angelic, even though I'm like, don't want to make this a religious thing. That is exactly what it felt like. Like you're literally, like, it felt like a fragment of God just came down and floated past us, right? Like
Yeah.
it was that palpable. It was that strong. I was so speechless. And it looked like radiant spikes of light just shifting and moving everywhere. So it didn't just look like an orb. It looked like spikes of light shimmering, shining, going everywhere. And the size of it was probably like a beach ball.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
it's hard to see past all of that light, but if I had to guess, it was probably the size of like a beach ball. And then it just passed by. And I was like, you mentioned like the adrenaline before and everything, and I don't know if it's
Yes.
just adrenaline within my body. I feel like the plasma itself interacts with our systems or our
I think it could for
electromagnetic,
sure.
yeah, our
Yeah.
electromagnetic field. Because I've noticed several times, not just that time, but a bunch of times that afterwards I will be like I'll be like vibrating. It'll feel like I'm
Mm.
vibrating from the inside out, but not in like not shivering because I'm cold, but just like a really juiced up, really, really
Just energy
energized.
flowing, right? Like an
Yeah,
energy
like
pulsing. Yeah.
yes, like you just got plugged into like an energy socket and you're like
Mm. Yeah.
completely lit up from the inside out. So yeah, that experience happened a couple weeks after finishing Chris Bledsoe's book and then seeing all of your guys' beautiful videos on TikTok. And I want to emphasize, like, I'm super grateful that people are sharing their beautiful experiences because there's so much fear out there, especially with like the UAP files being dropped and
Yes.
and you know the demonic comments and everything. Like people, it's so important for people to share like the good experiences they have, because it causes like this ripple effect to happen, and it sparks other people to then spark other people, so that, you know, the consciousness of the planet eventually can shift into a better way, which is already happening. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
that
mean,
was my
that's
most incredible experience. Well, one of my most incredible experiences was that one.
mm, yeah, I mean, that's why like I feel compelled to make my videos is just because I have to combat the fear that's being put out. Like I haven't experienced any of that. It's all been like this really beautiful thing that has led me back to, you know, connecting with my inner child, my
Mhm.
imagination, my curiosity, these things that I had lost through life and being an adult and joining the military and working jobs and doing all these different things that
Mhm.
I think a lot of society just really needs like a wake up call. And I kind of feel like that's why the orbs and the phenomenon are showing themselves now. Like it's that it's time to grow up. It's time to raise your consciousness. You guys have been fighting way too long. It's time for you guys to all come together as a species, put aside your differences and like build this beautiful world that we gave you, basically is what it feels like. It's like,
Mhm.
come on guys, you can do this. Like we're here
Yes.
to like help you out, but we can't do it for you is the other thing too. Like I see people commenting like, why don't they just come land and like show themselves? And I really feel like, you know, this they can't impede on our free will, and they have to come and do this in like a certain way to like, I guess, make sure that we learn the lessons and level up ourselves the way that we're supposed to. Because if they just did it for us, we're just going to fall right back into chaos and violence, I feel like.